Hi, I'm Min from PonderEd Education. I started to make this short video, 10 minutes or so, is to provide you some study methods that is not provided in the the methodology lectures. If you consider methodology lectures as a core, then this is some add-ons. You can think of this as something like playing golf or tennis. Basic idea is hitting the ball with given clubs or a racket, right? But as you hit the balls, you try to adjust some of your hitting method to make your ball land on the exact place where you planned. This is the same thing. The core gives you the methodology to study, but your material to study might differ from what I have. If I have the science, then you might have something related to philosophy. Then this is two different topics. Then in that case, what you need to do is you need some of the other methodology to tweak that to suitable for your the subject. So these are the lectures, that short lectures, about 10-minute lectures, to provide this add-on methodology so that you can adjust your the approaches depending on your topics. Okay. So I'll make two different topics in here. The first one is that tips for the studying, and actually it will deal with the methodology. And the other one is that since the studying, you probably need some of the ideas that why you need to have to develop these thought processes. What does it have to do with me? If I'm not like looking for some like a developing project or anything, then do I have to develop this methodology? Do I have to have these skills of the brain power? Now, you think that's probably the mostly the study is mostly for the students, but actually it's not. It related closely to the real life. So two different, I'm going to provide the reasons that why you need to develop these thought processes. And this video, as a starting point, this video I make it as the why you need to develop thought processes. Let me begin with one example. I had a kid, a high school kid, playing game about a few years ago. And when I looked at him, I asked him, is it fun? And of course he says it is fun. And I asked next questions about what makes it fun for you, this game? What part do you find fun? Why are you enjoying it? And the answer I got was kind of unexpected, because the answer he gave me was that, this game is so famous, it's millions of people are playing around all over the world. What do you think about this answer? I asked his reasons why the game is he's playing and why he thinks it's enjoyable. He gave me, because it's other people are enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. You probably think this is one of the just kid that who really don't think about anything and then just playing game, focusing on the game. But you probably had similar experiences. Let me give you an example. Let's say you say this is a trend, a current trend of something like a clothes, and you have to buy it, and you don't have any reasons. And some people say that place is so good. I mean, that restaurant is so good. The food is so delicious, and then you go there to taste it. Some people say, the Hawaii is so beautiful. You should go there, and then you go to the Hawaii. And let me give you one more example. And when there's a new smartphone comes out, you probably saw the news that people lined up for the day before and staying up all night. and some of them saying that, I just have to have it before it runs out. There probably other people who standing in the line at the same time to buy the new cell phone, but it could be someone who develops apps, and then he was kind of curious about what happens if he loaded the app that he developed into the new cell phone, and then see that if there's bugs, that he has to fix it or she has to fix it, right? So basically, there are, let's say compare these two different people. The cell phone, the developer of the app, that person he has goals that he needs to confirm that if his app has to be doesn't have any issues with the new cell phones or not. So he doesn't have a choice. He has to standing up there, and then he had to buy one and to test it. But so this is a goal-driven education, which I'm gonna talk about. If you watched the one that introduction video, the lecture, then I have 4 different levels of the thought process-based education, and then this one is the second level one. Okay, goal-oriented education, and the other person who standing in there to get must have before other people have it, then this person is solely driven by the emotion of what the person wants. This is first level, the preliminary brain function that evolved from the beginning. So it's not just a human, all animals have it. Okay. So now what that means is that the first person who app developer is goal driven, and he has reasons to standing in there, but the other person, only the reason standing in there is just pure emotion, and that is very primary brain function. Okay. Now, what happens if these people go to the restaurant and eat the food and came out? They will say exactly the same words that they heard. That place is food is really delicious, you should go there. That place was so beautiful, you should travel there. This is what they are going to say. Okay. So, this is something like a matter of the individual. If that person doesn't think and don't have reasons, so what? It's that person's own, those people's own private the brain function. But that's actually not. If you're watching this, you probably came here to learn how to develop your brain. That means that you are different. So you have to see now what that affects into what those type of approaches are affecting in the life. So let's think about this. If you wanted to go there, so you wanted to go travel in one place so bad, like in Hawaii, you wanted to go Hawaii so bad, and then you cannot go because of the situation is not really allowing you. Then what happens? You'll probably not able to focus on what you're doing at the moment, because I should go there. When can I travel? Why my life is like this? Why other people can go there and I cannot? Your life, are putting yourself in your life as a suffering life. Okay? Because you simply want something and you cannot get. And sometimes what you do, if you are in the school or you are in the work, and because you wanted to go to the restaurant so badly, but that was like about an hour away, and you skip the school or you skip the work and sneak out and go to the restaurant to enjoy the food. Now you are risking yourself. you can compare this with drunken driving. People know that drinking and driving is not really something that they should do. Not just law, ethical issues and everything, right? But there are still people who are drinking and driving. Why? Because their emotion, when these emotions want what they want, is kind of so strong, then when their the alcohol goes into the body, then what happens is this alcohol drives the basic instinct more strongly, because it has been built over the many millions of years that over the brain development. So this emotion is so deep down in there, and then now drinking alcohol will promote these emotions to just strongly come out, and then they will just hold the key and driving. This is what happens. You are risking yourself entire life sometimes. If just hoping for, it's like a gambling. You are hoping for the not being caught. If you sneak out from the school, hopefully the teacher or professor doesn't realize that you were not there, or in the work that your boss doesn't realize that you're there, or your boss kind of think that you're on the work still outside. It's risking yourself. Okay. So stronger the desire, your life will be riskier. Okay. So this is what will happen, and then especially the time when your emotion is not under control, then this will come out very strongly. So you will make a lot of mistakes, and you will turn around and regret what you did. And think about when you are really, really angry, and then you respond to the someone else's the communication, and see that what happens. Okay, so you are putting yourself into the very risk. So basically, you are living in a kind of edge on the life. Okay. So now, your life is, if you are living kind of like a painful life at the moment, and then you check yourself to see if you are greed for something or not, and how many things that you are greed and that you are attached to. Okay. Now, this doesn't end here. Okay. If that goes into the politicians, let me give you an example. Politicians, generally, they just claims. They don't provide reasons. Why? Sometimes when they were asked by some other people that why, they will just try to avoid their answers. The reason is two. The first reason is they might have they don't have any logical backup for that. That means that the brain is not think through. They just speak out whatever the brain says, meaning that it's an empty cans. Brain is literally empty cans. So it's just coming out because it's empty cans. Or if they say something, then it could generate another questions from others. Then if they will be in trouble, then they avoid to provide the reasons. So mostly what they will do, they will just claim, you should do this, you are bad, you are fake media, something like that. Okay. Yeah. So if politicians like this coming out and then coming out strong and then leading the groups, what will happen? It will generate tension in between people. It will separate groups, and then it will generate the fighting in between them. And people who doesn't have really brain power to think through, they will follow these people. So if you go there, if you analyze this situation, saying that if these people are elected as a leader, then you can think that the people who elected overall are having same empty cans in the brain. They don't have thought processes. They just believe in the claims and that they trust the claims later on, because these people, when they are only claiming it, the reason cannot provide the reasons because they are thinking about their own benefits, not others. So basically, the leader will work for himself to get what he wants rather than entire people. But they will just claim that it will for what the leader does is for the people, for everybody. But when you are actually looking at, you will see that the reality is not. Okay, so you can think of it in this way as well. If you somehow followed the people without providing reasons, and you just only followed people, their claims, then that's the time that you also had empty cans in your brain. Your brain was just like empty cans. So what you need to do from now, you have to question them. You have to question their claims and why, and then you have to try to understand the behind, and then you can find those methodology in here in my lectures. Probably not in the methodology methods, but the methods that I'm providing through this short video, like 10 minutes or so. Okay, so it will be you who has to develop your brain, and then who has to work on it to get out of the situation where your life, risk life, and then where you choose just worshiping someone that who doesn't have brain power or something like that. Okay, so that's it for now, and I will come back with some other stories.